Welcome to Healdsburg, California, one of the most sought-after wine country towns in the entire state. But what's it really like to live here, and how much does it cost to buy a house here? Well, if you're asking these questions, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to be giving you a beautiful tour of this historic town in Sonoma County today, and we'll get into all of those details. I'm Stephanie Johnson. I'm your RealWise agent in Sonoma County, and I'm looking forward to giving you a tour of gorgeous Healdsburg. And today's tour starts right here. We're sitting in the middle of Healdsburg Plaza, which is a gorgeous square that is surrounded by storefronts on all four sides. It is a really special part of Healdsburg and one of only two truly beautiful town squares in the entire county. Surrounding me are clothing boutiques, art galleries, world-class restaurants, amazing hotels, tasting rooms that represent wines from the various regions around Healdsburg, which we'll talk about during this video, and many, many other beautiful amenities here in downtown Healdsburg. So let's take a look. The first thing you have to do when you come to Healdsburg is do some wine tasting. And I'm on the square. There are more than a dozen tasting rooms within walking distance of Healdsburg Square. And right now I'm at Centennial Mountain and I'm trying, what's this wine called?
Caricante.
Caricante. It's the only one made in America, so I'm about to try it. Oh wow, that's lovely. Gorgeous. Highly recommend do some wine tasting in Healdsburg. When it's time for me to have lunch in Healdsburg, I often come to Asahi Sushi Kitchen because I find it's affordable and also delicious. I'm a big sushi fan, and as you know from my former videos, I absolutely am a foodie. And so I come to this place to pop in for lunch because they often have a table and the food here is sublime. Some other restaurants I love in Healdsburg are Troubadour, which is a gorgeous bistro at night with a pre-fee menu, but during the day they offer sandwiches that are to die for, although unfortunately they're not gluten-free, so I had to hear that through friends. But I recommend it for both lunch and dinner. Some other gems in Healdsburg that I think you should know about are Single Thread, which is an amazing once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's a true culinary gem in Healdsburg. It's been recognized by Michelin, and it's a superb dining experience. Some other places that I love in Healdsburg are Flying Goat Coffee, which makes a delicious matcha, and Cousteau Bakery, which has been around since I was a kid and continues to turn out wonderful baked goods that are in high demand in Healdsburg. So we spent a little time on the square, we tasted some wine, we had a nice lunch, I did a little shopping in a few of the beautiful clothing boutiques and took a look at some artwork while I was walking around. So as you're probably starting to get, Healdsburg is all about food and wine, and what a lifestyle this is. I mean, Healdsburg is a gem of a town. It really delivers in both departments, and I think if you spend any time here, you'll agree that Healdsburg is a very special destination. I recommend you spend some time on the square. You take a look at some of the shops, you get to some of the restaurants, the culinary destinations, you take a look at some of the art, and make sure you do some wine tasting when you're here, so you really get the feel of what it would be like to live here, walking distance to this gorgeous square. But before you make the move, I'm sure you're going to need a lot more information about the real estate market. So next, let's go take a look at some of Healdsburg's neighborhoods, the types of housing you'll find here, and discuss cost of living. Let's go. So now we're driving just north of Healdsburg Square on Johnson Street, and this is where you're going to find a lot of the historic homes in Healdsburg. Many of them are quite large, ornate, renovated beautifully, and quite expensive. The historic home market or a renovated sort of larger home market in Healdsburg pretty much starts over $2 million, and it can get very expensive very quickly. Some of these homes are quite special, however, and they don't trade hands very often. And so, you know, when you see one, if it's what you're looking for, you want to make sure you take a look at it quickly. So $2 million is not in your budget. Healdsburg has a lot to offer under that price point. At $1.5 million, you could probably buy a house in Healdsburg fairly easily that has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a decent renovation, and maybe 1,800 or so square feet. And you could probably get that within close proximity to the town square. If your budget's closer to $1 million, then you might have a little bit harder time getting into a single family in Healdsburg. The ones you'll get into are going to be quite small, or they might be a fixer that needs some attention from you before you move in. In the Fitch Mountain area, you can definitely get a home for under the $1 million mark, especially if you like that sort of river cabin vibe. Right now, there are homes for sale in the $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 range, and they're definitely modest in size and in finish. But if you like the proximity to downtown Healdsburg, you like to have some summer heat and a river lifestyle, then Fitch Mountain might just be for you. You can certainly spend more in Fitch Mountain, and the bigger the price tag, the bigger the house, with probably close proximity to the river and possibly a beautiful view. So if you really want to live Healdsburg's full wine country lifestyle, you're going to want to take a look at the Dry Creek Valley for your purchase. And that's because here in the Dry Creek Valley, you have access to views like this, amazing world-class wineries, beautiful picturesque roads. I mean, some of the most beautiful country that Northern California has to offer is in this valley. I highly recommend taking a look at this region if you're coming up here to consider a purchase. But I bet you're wondering what are prices like. Well, for about around 1.8 million, upwards of over $5 million, you can buy a beautiful wine country estate. At the $1.8 million range, that house is going to be pretty modest on a few acres of land, and you may or may not have a view. As you spend more money, you can get a larger home and some perks like a swimming pool and a gorgeous vineyard view, or maybe even a vineyard of your own. You'll certainly have access to all this region offers, which includes wine tasting, bike riding, and culinary adventures galore. So check out the Dry Creek Valley. I think you'll like it. I come just for the view. So that concludes my tour of Healdsburg, California. I hope you learned something from this video, and certainly if you'd like more information about the lifestyle here or real estate prices here, I'd be glad to be your guide. I'm Stephanie Johnson. I'm your RealWise agent here in Sonoma County, and I'd love to meet you and talk about your goals. So please book a call with me. My contact information is on this page in a couple of locations. I'd be glad to talk with you about your specific goals for moving to this region. And as always, you can follow along to our channel. We'll be dropping videos about life and real estate in Sonoma County every week. So please subscribe to our channel and click the bell so that you get notified every time we drop a video. Until the next one, bye for now.